Welcome to the Awaken, Heal, and Thrive podcast. I'm Benjamin Bernstein, and today's episode is called Extreme Energetic Sensitivity, a Surprising Solution. This episode is sponsored by my book, the #1 Amazon bestseller called Instant Divine Assistance, your complete guide to fast and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and more. Just go to Amazon and search for Instant Divine Assistance or click the link in the show notes. By the way, be sure to get the one with the author as Benjamin Bernstein. There is an illegal pirated copy up there with the same title. I publish both audio and video versions of Awaken, Heal, and Thrive, so take your pick. The video versions are on my YouTube channel called Benjamin Bernstein Podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to Awaken, Heal, and Thrive wherever you get it. And if you have not already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for a free chance to win a full year of my Awakening Plus online membership. That's a $189 value, and I announce a new winner every month. For now, I'm dropping new episodes of Awaken, Heal, and Thrive twice a month around the 9th and 23rd. I hope to resume weekly episodes after I complete some time-sensitive projects. So, extreme energetic sensitivity, a surprising solution. If you're an empath, then this is for you. So I've worked with a lot of empaths. I don't know why I attract so many in my private practice. I've worked with over 10,000 clients with astrology, shamanic healing, and life coaching, and the empaths just keep pouring in. So here's what I have discovered is really helpful for them, and I include myself as well. I wasn't a natural empath. I started off very dense and insensitive, but by doing a ton of ayahuasca and San Pedro ceremonies, I've become very sensitive, and now my energetic body is probably the most sensitive part of me. It's always on. So I too could call myself an empath now. So here's the counterintuitive solution. Well, I'll get to the solution in a second, but here's the dilemma, of course. You're just too sensitive, it seems like. I mean, you feel everything. If someone around you is having a strong emotion, you feel it. That's great if it's joy or, delight, but a lot of times it's, one of the darker emotions. They're feeling fear or pain or guilt or sorrow, and you feel it too. It's like it's yours. As an empath, as a highly sensitive person, you've got super sensitive boundaries and you just feel everything. And it can feel like sometimes just too much. So a lot of times you think, okay, how can I resolve this extreme sensitivity? One solution you would think would be, well, I need to just tone it down. I need to put up shield or boundaries or something to block my perception of that stuff because I just don't want to feel that so much. And there are ways that can help you with that. However, in my experience, that actually is not the optimal solution. Believe it or not, and this may sound crazy if you haven't done this yet, but if you get to a certain level of awakening, you will be perhaps even more sensitive than you are, and you'll be able to feel all that stuff and actually not be bothered by it. I know if you haven't experienced this, it seems inconceivable. But one of my axioms that I've worked with and come to realize through experience is a level of consciousness cannot comprehend a level beyond itself. If you haven't got to that level where you're actually more awake and more sensitive, and the idea you could feel even more of that stuff and actually hold equanimity and calm and peacefulness at the same time, I know how radical that seems. And yet I have lots of clients who have done that and they've reported it back to me. My own empathic sensitivity, when I'm working with a client, I can feel, very intensely their pain, their sorrow, their, whatever's happening with them. And I can just be totally calm in my center and not bothered by it. And here's why that is possible. Because as you awaken, a greater percentage of you is not just your human self anymore. If you're working just from the human solo, yeah, that stuff can really be intense if you're an empath. But if you get to the point where most of you is no longer the human part, most of you is that serene, calm, blissful, divine essence, nothing can ruffle that from 3D. I mean, it's just any level above 3D. I mean, it's just not bothered by anything that happens in 3D. So most of you is this calm equanimity, love, compassion, peacefulness. And the human part of you might be having a challenge. But then all the rest of you immediately goes into action and it works with the human part, keeps it calm, keeps it serene. And I'm speaking dualistically as if the human part and the divine part are separate. But the more you awaken, at least in my experience, the more those things blend. It's been a long time since I could really distinguish between the human Benjamin and my higher self. So what happens is you just become more and more a hybrid, human and higher self that's always calm. And that's how you can awaken more be more sensitive, because the nature of awakening is you are begin encompassing more and more of reality. The ultimate would be I'm the entire universe and all the dimensions of consciousness. But at first, it's just I can hold in my energetic space more than just the human part. And that becomes larger and larger the more you awaken. And you feel all of it. You feel the delightful stuff and the challenging stuff. But the more you awaken, the more that calmness is there, the more that part that's always in equanimity, and it can handle anything. The deeply awakened beings who've written about it, who like can feel the whole world, they say typically, well, yes, I feel the great joy and delight of the world, but I also feel that tremendous sorrow and pain that the collective, consciousness of humanity feels. But they're awakened if they can hold it. So that's what I would suggest working towards. So you might ask how. There's many, many beautiful paths to awakening to get to this state where you can hold equanimity. The one I tend to recommend, because it's the one that was downloaded to me years ago, is the Embodied Awakening Invocation. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into it right now. If you go to one of the very first episodes of this podcast, Awaken, Heal, and Thrive, one of the very first episodes is how to do the Embodied Awakening Invocation. And in the show notes, there's a link to my little free course on how to do that. And my book goes into not only the Embodied Awakening Invocation, but all these other cool invocations too. So I'll put links to all that in the show notes. But again, I don't care how you get there. My technique has worked for thousands, so it's pretty reliable for the most part. Very few can do it and not experience a good outcome. But if you want to try that, great. If you've already got a method of awakening that you feel like is working well for you, it's giving you steady increase in awakening, not just holding you where you're at. But what I would say is, if you've got a really effective awakening technique, it's taking you deeper pretty consistently. It's not just holding you where you're at. And it's in your body. It's not just I meditate and I'm awake and then I come back and I'm the same as I was. You need an awakening that's embodied in the body. So it actually makes a difference in your daily life. I'm not saying you won't ever slide back, but overall, the progression is I'm becoming more awake, more conscious. It's very obvious that I'm having more and more of reality show up in my awareness. And I'm holding that equanimity and that calmness more easily, even when I'm hit with these intense stimuli, the challenging emotions or the discordant environments that used to send me scurrying for safety, but now I can hold it just fine. So that's the kind of progression I would recommend. So that's my basic message on how to work with high sensitivity as an empath. Again, instead of armoring, shielding, blocking, which won't change your fundamental nature, because you're built to be sensitive. Oh, there's one more thing I will add here, because I need to point out the beautiful upside of being an empath. Most empaths think just in terms of the world's energy is impinging on me through this porous boundary. But the cool thing is that the more you awaken, the more your beautiful energy flows out to the world. An awakened person automatically radiates love and light and high vibration to everyone and everything around them. It's like Indra's web, the butterfly effect, all that. And the more you awaken, you'll discover, oh, that's why I was built so sensitive, because I'm supposed to broadcast love and light, be the divine radiance for the world, you and a bunch of other folks on the planet. It ain't just you, I promise. So that's a beautiful upside of being an empath. Once you discover, okay, the key to it is to wake up enough that I start radiating, and you can do this intentionally through my hollow reed invocation that I talk about in my book as well. In fact, there's an episode of this podcast early. If you go to find the hollow reed invocation episode, you can learn about it there. My point is, it's not just a curse. It's not just, oh, terrible, how awful that I'm being so sensitive. Just know that you are here to awaken, hopefully, and radiate that love and light. It'll happen automatically if you then want to do it consciously and ask that highest good energy flow out to whatever. That's a beautiful upside too when you're an awakened empath. And as I've experienced more and more, I don't know if there is a final awakening. I've hit some that were pretty amazing, and then it got better later. So don't ever assume you've hit the final awakening either. There might be an even more amazing one around the corner, but you can't conceive it because, again, that rule of reality seems to be a level of consciousness can't conceive, can't imagine a level beyond itself. So just assume there might be just an even cooler level waiting for you when you have your next awakening. All right, so that's probably enough. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. All right, here's an announcement for you. As I record this on July 9th of 2023, my #1 Amazon bestseller, again, it's called Instant Divine Assistance, Your Complete Guide to Fast and Easy Spiritual Awakening, Healing, and More, has received 129 ratings on Amazon, and 84% of them are 5-star. In fact, I'm delighted to share this 5-star Amazon review. It's from Margaret, and she called it, "Seems too good to be true, but it works." Here's what she says. There are many invocations in this book. However, Benjamin focuses on 2 of them at the start. From the first time I did them, my mind chatter stopped, energy came down through the top of my head, and I felt a deep peace and calm. I've been on the spiritual path for many years now and was amazed how quickly these invocations worked. Now I use these 2 practices before my daily regular meditation and have noticed a shift in my daily life of feeling much more ease and flow throughout the day. In addition, I've noticed a softening of my hip pain since using the healing invocation. As others have said, the book is easy to read and has very clear instructions. Benjamin's website has an abundance of information to help those who want more support. I would highly recommend giving these invocations a try. So that's what Margaret says. Right now, the ebook is only $3.99 on Amazon, and it's included with Kindle Unlimited. The paperback is just $12.99. Also, the events in my Awakening Plus online membership range from bubble bath gentle to shamanically intense. They support your individual healing and awakening, as well as global spiritual awakening. We also have community-focused events where members ask questions and connect with each other. If you're not a member yet, join one of our free events. We have 2 calls open to the public each month. Experience how Awakening Plus can accelerate your personal evolution. Hundreds of satisfied members make up our supportive online community. Would it be a good fit for you? As of July 2023, Awakening Plus members receive these exclusive benefits. At least 9 of our monthly Zoom events are members only. Some members attend lots of live events, while most do not do any. How's that? Many members prefer to experience our events when it's best for them, choosing from an archive of over 575 life transforming experiences. Amazingly, the recorded events are just as powerful as the live ones. We even have an easy-to-use best of guide to help you choose the event that will help you most right now. There are 3 major courses so far, with more coming. A Members Helping Members service. You can pair up with an accountability partner if you wish. You get constant support from the Awakening Plus group energy field, and that's not even all of it. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to awakeningplus.com. That's awakeningplus.com. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein, and we are wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you get this episode, so others can also awaken, heal, and thrive. And be sure to click the link in the show notes for a chance to win 1 free year of my Awakening Plus online membership. Thanks again for spending this time. I wish you infinite blessings.